BioShock 2, often seen as the black sheep of the series, yet secretly one of its greatest achievements. A game that was overshadowed by its predecessor, and later eclipsed by BioShock Infinite, yet one that holds some of the most compelling storytelling, gameplay refinements, and thematic depths into the franchise. Today we're diving into the depths of BioShock 2, its narrative, its gameplay, and why it deserves more recognition. But before we get started, if you love deep dive gaming analysis, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. But with that said, let's dive into Rapture.
For every choice, there is an echo. With each act, we change the world. One man chose a city, free of law and God. But others chose corruption, and so the city fell. If the world were reborn in your image, would it be paradise or perdition?
The first BioShock was about free will and objectivism, while BioShock Infinite tackled American exceptionalism and quantum mechanics. But BioShock 2, it's about something far more intimate: fatherhood, identity, and the meaning of self-sacrifice. You play as Subject Delta, the very first successful Big Daddy prototype, bound by an unbreakable bond to Eleanor Lamb, the daughter of Rapture's self-proclaimed savior Sophia Lamb. Unlike Andrew Ryan, who preached unchecked individualism, Sophia Lamb believes in the opposite: complete collectivism, a utopia society where the self is erased for the greater good. This ideological clash fuels the heart of BioShock 2's story. What makes the narrative so impactful is how it plays with theme of control and autonomy. Delta isn't just a mindless machine, he's fighting to reclaim his stolen agency. And Eleanor? She's torn between her mother's philosophy and her emotional connection to you, the parental figure she's never had. Your choices shape her worldview. If you're merciful, she learns compassion, but if you're ruthless, she follows in kind. This father-daughter dynamic is what makes BioShock 2's story feel deeply personal. Throughout the game, Eleanor refers to Delta as her protector, but her connection to him runs much deeper than duty. It is love, admiration, and the longing for guidance she never received from her actual mother. As a little sister, she saw Delta as her guardian, but as she grows, she begins to see him as a symbol of the free will her mother tried to strip away. Whether she becomes a savior or a tyrant depends on the player, but either way, her unwavering bond to Delta remains central to the emotional weight of the story. And by the end, Eleanor doesn't just inherit Delta's strength, she inherits his will, his choices, and ultimately his legacy. While BioShock laid the groundwork, BioShock 2 refined it. In some ways, it plays better than the original. The most obvious improvement? Dual wielding. No more switching between plasmids and firearms. Now you can shoot and shock in one fluid motion. This simple change makes combat faster, smoother, and more dynamic. And then there are the Big Sisters. Terrifying acrobatic enforcers who will hunt you down if you harvest too many little sisters. Unlike the Big Daddies, who are slow and predictable, Big Sisters are ruthless, forcing players to constantly rethink their strategies. And now let's talk about the Little Sister defense sections. While controversial to some, they add an intense strategic layer to gameplay, will transform each encounter into a frantic mini tower defense challenge. Unlike the first game, where rescuing or harvesting Little Sisters felt disconnected from the gameplay loop, here it's integrated into every moment of your journey. Beneath the combat and horror, BioShock 2 explores a profound question. Is it better to live for oneself or for others? While Andrew Ryan preached self-interest and Sophia Lamb demanded absolute sacrifice, the game presents a third path: balance. Every choice you make isn't about morality. It's about what kind of parent Delta is. Are you shaping Eleanor into a tyrant, a martyr, or something else entirely? The beauty of BioShock 2 is that it doesn't give easy answers. It asks you to decide. Because in the end, your legacy isn't about how many enemies you killed, or how much Adam you consumed. It's about the mark you leave on Eleanor, and whether you help her break from her chains of both Ryan and Lamb. So why does BioShock 2 deserve more appreciation? Because it takes the core ideas of the series, freedom, control, identity, and presents them in a deeply personal and emotionally driven story. And though it may not have the shock factor of the first game, or the spectacle of Infinite, but in terms of sheer narrative and gameplay depth, it stands as a worthy successor. Perhaps the greatest tragedy of BioShock 2 isn't its story, but how often it's overlooked. But just like Rapture itself, those who dare to dive deep will find something truly special waiting for them. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into BioShock 2, please let me know down in the comments, and what was your thoughts on this game. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more game and analysis videos. But until next time everyone, much love, and peace out.